ब्रह्मनाथ ओ शांति 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 स्वस्थ। Hello students, in the previous class we discussed about the classification of animals part 2, in which we discussed the germ layer. These are the layers which are being formed by the arrangement of the cells during the embryonic development. As we discussed, zygote will form morula, blastula, then the gastrula, by which 3 germ layers are being formed. Outer is your ectoderm, middle mesoderm, and inner layer, that is called your endoderm. There are 2 types of organisms, diploblastic or triploblastic. In the diploblastic, in which 2 germ layers are present, outer ectoderm, inner endoderm, whereas in the triploblastic 3 germ layers are present, outer ectoderm, middle mesoderm, inner endoderm. Next we discuss the coelom. Coelom is nothing but the body cavity which is present in between the gut wall and the body wall. Then we discuss that there are 3 types of animals having the coelom, such as your coelomate, acoelomate, and the pseudocoelomate. The animals which have the true coelom are called the coelomate. Which does not have or completely absence of the coelom, they are called the acoelomate. Which the organisms which don't have true coelom, those are called the pseudocoelomate. Next we discuss how the coelom is being developed. It is of 2 types, cytosolic and the coelom and the enterocoelic coelom. In the cytosolic, splitting of the mesoderm takes place, and in the enterocoelic, the archenteron pouches like segment takes place and the separation takes place, by which the coelom is being formed. Next we discuss the segmentation, we discussed in the earthworm. Next lastly we discuss the notochord, which is a rod like structure developed during the embryonic development, which is developed basically from the mesoderm. The notochord in which organisms are present, those are called your chordates. In which those are absent, those are called your non-chordates. Today students will discuss the complete classification of the animal kingdom. Complete classification of the animal kingdom. Animalia kingdom. We know Animalia is a kingdom. Animalia is broadly divided into 2 categories. One is your, we can say, subkingdom called non-chordates, and the phylum called the chordates. So the Animalia is divided into broadly 2 categories. One is your subkingdom called the Animalia. Subkingdom called the non-chordates. Non-chordates, which is a subkingdom. And phylum called the chordates. Phylum called the chordates. Student. Next, non-chordates means notochord is absent. Chordates means notochord is present. So we will write this general point. Notochord is absent, whereas in the chordates notochord is present. Notochord is present. We discussed notochord is a rod-like structure, which is developed during the embryonic development, and it is developed from the mesoderm. Next. Further, the non-chordates are divided into 10 phylums. 10 phylums. First one is your Porifera. Second one is your Coelentrates. Then Ctenophora. Okay, then the Platyhelminthes, then the Nemathelminthes. Okay, then the Annelida. Next one is your Arthropoda. Next is your Mollusca. Annelida, Arthropoda, Mollusca, Echinodermata. Echinodermata, and the last one is your Hemichordata. Hemichordata. Okay, so there are basically 10 phylums are there. The last one is your Hemichordata. It is why it is called the Hemichordata, means it has some sort of characters of the chordata. Okay, so it is but it is included under the non-chordata. So students, complete this is your chart, means the non-chordata is being, we'll discuss in detail about all the non-chordata phylums, then the detail we'll discuss about the chordata also. Okay, so students, you should by heart all the classification of the non-chordata. Okay, means basically there are 10 phylums. Okay, Porifera, Cirrentata, Ctenophora, Platyhelminthes, Nemathelminthes, then the Annelida, Arthropoda, Mollusca, Echinodermata. Last one is a Hemichordata. Okay. Now we'll discuss the examples. In the Porifera, we can write example the sponges. Okay. Next, Coelentrates, Hydra. Okay. Ctenophora, Neis, Platyhelminthes, Fasciola, Nemathelminthes, Ascariasis, then the Annelida, earthworm, Arthropoda, your favorite, prawn. Remember students, prawn is not a fish, instead it is an arthropoda. Then the mollusca, snail, the Echinodermata, starfish. Okay, and last one the Hemichordata, Balanoglossus. Okay students. So Porifera, the common example is your sponges. Coelentrates, common example Hydra. In the Ctenophora, Neis. The Platyhelminthes, Fasciola. The Nemathelminthes, Ascariasis. Then the Annelida, earthworm. Okay. Then the Arthropoda, prawn. Then the Mollusca, snail. Echinodermata, starfish. And lastly the Hemichordata, Balanoglossus. Okay. So students, first of all, you should remember all this phylum and at least one common example. Okay, so broadly, Animalia is divided into two types: subkingdom non-chordata, phylum chordata. Subkingdom non-chordata includes 10 important phylums. Okay, Porifera, Coelentrata, the Ctenophora, Platyhelminthes, Nemathelminthes, Annelida, Arthropoda, Mollusca, Echinodermata, and Hemichordata. Okay, and one general point you should remember that in case of the non-chordata, the notochord is absent, and in the case of the chordata, notochord is present. Okay, please note down. Students, just corrected this by writing Ascaris. Okay, not Ascaris, it is a disease, Ascariasis. Wrongly I have written Ascariasis. Okay, Nemathelminthes as example Ascaris. Please correct it. Now we'll discuss the further divisions of the chordata. In detail we discussed about all the divisions of the non-chordata. Now we'll discuss the divisions under the chordata. Students, the phylum chordata is divided broadly into two groups. Okay, one is your Acraniata, other one is your Craniata. So chordata is being broadly divided into two groups. Okay, one is your, we can say, Acraniata. Okay students, another one is your Craniata. Students, Acraniata, Craniata means what? Simply Acraniata means cranium is absent. Cranium means what? Skull bone in which the brain resides. Craniata means cranium is present. So first general point we will write, Craniata means cranium is present. Okay. Acraniata means cranium is absent. Cranium is absent. Okay. Next students, Acraniata is divided into two subphylums. Cephalochordata, Urochordata. It is divided into two subphylums. Divided into two subphylums. One is your, we can say, cephalochordata, and other one is your Urochordata. Remember students, these are your subphylum. Okay students, Cephalochordata common example is your Amphioxus, and in the Urochordata common example is your Herdmania. Example, Amphioxus, and in the Urochordata the common example is your Herdmania. Herdmania. Okay. Next students, the Craniata is further divided into two subphylums, Agnatha, Gnathostomata. Divided into two subphylums, Agnatha, Gnathostomata. These are also subphylums. Okay. Agnatha. Gnatha means what? The jaw. Okay, this portion is the jaw. Agnatha means jaw is absent. Gnathostomata means jaw bearing animals. Jaw bearing, we can say, jaw bearing mouth, we can say simply. Agnatha we can write, jaw is absent, whereas Gnathostomata, jaw is present. Okay. Under the Agnatha comes the Cyclostomata. Cyclostomata, having example Petromyzon. Okay students, Gnathostomata is further divided into two superclass. One is your, we can say, the Pisces, other one we can say the tetrapods. Two superclass, one is your Pisces, other one is your tetrapods. These are your superclass. Okay. So students, see, simply chordata we discussed 10 phylums of the non-chordata. Under the chordata, there are two groups, acraniata, craniata. A means absent, so craniata means cranium, means the skull bone. Cranium is absent in the acraniata, in the craniata, cranium is present. Further students, the acraniata is divided into two subphylums, Cephalochordata, Urochordata. Under the Cephalochordata, common example Amphioxus, and the Urochordata, common example Hardmania. Whereas under the craniata, two subphylums are present. First is your Agnatha, second one is Gnathostomata. Agnatha means jaw is absent. Under the Agnatha comes the Cyclostomata, having the example Petromyzon. Whereas under the Gnathostomata, the jaw is where is present, or we can say jaw bearing mouth, we can write. Simply it will be better, jaw bearing mouth. You can write jaw bearing mouth, it will be more appropriate. Jaw bearing mouth. Okay, it is divided into two superclass, Pisces and tetrapods. Simple. Okay, tetrapod means what? Having the 4 feet generally, and the Pisces means under it various fishes are there and some categories are there, we will discuss. Okay, so now we discuss the complete classification or division of the phylum Chordata. Okay, please note down. Now students, the Gnathostomata subphylum is being divided into two superclasses. One is your Pisces, other one is your tetrapods or the tetrapoda. Gnathostomata is further divided into two superclass. One is your Pisces, other one is your, we know, tetrapods or tetrapoda, means having 4 feet. Okay. Further, the Pisces is divided into 4 more classes. 4 more classes. Okay. Elasmobranchi, holocephaly, telostomy, last one is your dipnoi. Okay. Next, the tetrapoda is divided into 4 classes. We will go by the one example we will write. The elasmobranchi have the example. We can write the shark, Scoliodon soraqua, shark. Next, the holocephalic chimera. Okay. Next, telostomy, our common fish, labio. Next, dipnoi, protopteros. Okay, these are your examples. Remind. Okay, I am not writing e.g. everyone. Example. Tetrapoda, simple. Amphibia. These are also divided into 4 classes. Amphibia, then reptilia. Third one is, or we can say, the apes. Last one in our case, mammalia. Okay students, amphibia, common example, frog we can write, reptilia, snakes, crocodiles, etc. Snakes. Next, apes, simply birds. Mammalia, rabbit, human, etc. Rabbits, humans. Okay. So students, these are your various categorized category under the Gnathostomata. Gnathostomata means what? These all have the jaw bearing mouth. Agnatha means no jaw is present, and as in the case of the Cyclostomata, okay, Petromyzon. So Gnathostomata means the jaw bearing mouth. It includes 2 superclass, Pisces and tetrapoda. Pisces and tetrapoda are further divided into 4 classes each. Elasmobranchi, example shark or Scoledon sauraqua. Holocephaly, chimera. Telostomy, Labiorohita or labio. Dipnoi, Protopteros. Further, tetrapoda is divided into 4 classes: amphibia, frogs, reptilia, snakes, apes, birds, mammalia, rabbits, human, etc. Okay, so please note down the various divisions of the subphylum Gnathostomata. Okay, please note down. Students, now we'll discuss an overall, we can say, the various features of the we can say kingdom Animalia. Okay, so here written we'll discuss what is the kingdom, what is the type of level of organization, how symmetry, means which type of symmetry is being it shows, and then the body cavity or coelom means type of the coelom, lastly which phylum it being belongs. An overall idea we will have. Obviously we are discussing about the kingdom Animalia, so we are discussing about the kingdom Animalia. Next, students, broadly we divide the level of organization simply into one cellular organization or the tissue, organ or organ system type of organization. So we have divided into cellular level organization and tissue, organ or the organ system organization. In the cellular level organization, common example we know, that is your porifera, which bears the asymmetrical symmetry. We discussed asymmetrical symmetry. Whereas the tissue, organ and organ system shows the radial and the bilateral symmetry. It diversifies, means some shows the radial symmetry, some shows the bilateral symmetry. We are taking overall of the characteristics. Radial symmetry which organism shows, basically they are the diploblastic, okay, having common examples, or the we can say the phylum that are under the diploblastic are your Coelenterata and the Ctenophora. Okay, rest the bilateral, under the bilateral symmetry comes your acoelomate, means coelom is completely absent. Pseudocoelomate means true coelom is not there. Coelom is present but it is not the true coelom, means it is not lined properly by the mesoderm. Remember, mesodermal pouches are present, so, and coelomate means true coelom is present, okay, means which is completely lined by the mesoderm. Under the acoelomate, the phylum comes the Platyhelminthes. Under the pseudocoelomate comes the phylum Nemathelminthes. Whereas under the coelomate, the phylums rest all other phylums such as your Annelida, Arthropoda, Mollusca, Echinodermata, Hemichordata, and lastly obviously the Chordata. Okay, so you can see all the 10 phylums are there of the non-Chordata. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 of non-Chordata and the Chordata phylum. Understood? So students, this is a complete overall idea, or some having some basic features by which we can have some knowledge about the overall idea of the complete kingdom Animalia. Okay, we discussed the kingdom, level of organization, symmetry, body cavity or coelom, and which phylum bears which body cavity, which symmetry, which level of organization, and obviously it belongs to the Animalia kingdom. Okay, please note down. Now students, will discuss some general characteristics of the non-chordata. As of now, we discuss completely all the divisions of the under the kingdom Animalia. We discussed various, there are various, the 10 the phylum of the non-chordata. Then we discussed detailed divisions of the chordata. So today, now we will discuss just the general characteristics of the non-chordata, and from the our next class, we will discuss each phylum in one class. Okay. So general characteristics. You student tell for me first point that what should be the general characteristics of the non-chordata. What? The first general point is obviously the notochord is absent. That is why it is called the non-chordata. Okay, first point. Notochord is absent. We discussed notochord is a rod-like structure which is found during the embryonic development, and it is developed from the mesoderms. Okay. Next, as it is called the invertebrate, obviously the vertebral column is completely absent. Okay, vertebral column means what? Students, during the embryonic development, notocode is present, but later the notocode is converted into vertebral column, as in our case, as we said that Merudanda or the reed haddi. So that is called your the vertebral column. In some, the notochord is converted into vertebral column, that those are called your vertebrates. In which those are not converted into vertebral column, those are your invertebrates. So we can write here as it is invertebrate, vertebral column is completely absent. Vertebral column is completely absent. Okay. Next, nerve cord. The nerve cord is basically double, solid, ventral and ganglionated. The nerve cord is solid, ventral, double and ganglionated. Ganglionated means what? Solid means what? It is solid means it is not hollow, means inside it no space is present, it is completely hollow, it is completely solid. Means see, this is solid, this is hollow, okay, means this is solid, no space is there in between, means inside, so it is known as a solid. Ventral means obviously nerve cord. In the case of the non-chordata, it is present in the on the ventral side. In our case, it is present on the dorsal side. You remember which is your dorsal side and your ventral side? The front portion is your ventral, the back portion is your, we can say, the dorsal. So in our case, we'll read in our next classes. In our cases, you just remember nerve cord is dorsal present, but in the case of non-chordata, the nerve cord is ventrally located. Double means it is like this, double layered, like this. Okay. Okay. Ganglionated means having so much, we can say, networking or branches, or we can say webby like structure. Ganglionated means so many branches are there or so many networks are present, etc. So your next point is your, we can say, the nerve cord is generally located in solid, ventral and double and ganglionated. Next, heart is basically present on the dorsal side. Students, on which side our heart is present? Dorsal side or ventral side? Yes, our heart is present on the ventral side, but in the case of the non-chordata, heart is, if present, it is present in the dorsal side. Heart is present on the dorsal side. Okay. Last point. Anus opens at the end of the tail. Okay. If this is the tail, the anus opens at the end of the tail. Anus opens at the end of the tail. Okay, students. So these are the general points of the non-chordata. We will discuss all the 10 phylums, don't worry. But as of now, we have discussed common points. Notochord absent, vertical column is completely absent, that is why it is called the invertebrates. Nerve cord is solid, ventral, double and ganglionated. Heart is, if present, is present on the dorsal side. Then the anus opens at the end of the tail. So students, today we discussed complete division of the kingdom Animalia, as it is divided into the subkingdom called the non-chordates and the phylum, the chordates. In the non-chordate, we discussed 10 phylums about the Porifera, we discussed the Porifera, the Coelentrates, Ctenophora, the Platyhelminthes, Nemathelminthes, then the Annelida, Arthropoda, Mollusca, Echinodermata, Hemichordata. Okay, so like this we discussed, we named or we divided into 10 phylums. Then also we discussed complete division of the phylum Chordata. Okay. Next, lastly, we discussed the subkingdom, the general characteristics of the subkingdom non-chordata or the invertebrates. We discussed 5 important general characteristics of the non-chordata. In our next classes, we will discuss one by one phylum of the non-chordata in each class. So that's all for today. We will meet in our next class. Thank you.